Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today we have the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro. So this is the box that it came in. So the case looks not too bad, feels good. I did get a 256 gigabyte card. It does smell funny. There's a smell with this case, but that doesn't look too bad. Let's put that aside. See how it fits later. Okay, so pretty plain box. Did they send me the right color? Yeah, I got the 16-bit. Let's open it up. One difference between Amberneck and Retroid. These are tape closed. Amberneck is not. So now this is cool. Pull it that way, are we? Okay. That's a little different. Put the box aside there. Cover off. Wow, that's awfully thick. So what do we got? We got a screen protector. Put that on later. Underneath, Retroid Pocket. Hope you just, wow, not a lot there, eh? Okay. Got your specs. Now I got the 4. I'll zoom in here so you can actually see that. I got the 4 Pro, so it's got the MTK D1100 in it with 8 gigabytes of LPDDR4. Charge cable. And now, while we're all here, heard horror stories about the buttons not being good. Okay, so first, feel it's got a little bit of weight to it. Definitely feels solid. All the buttons are good. Joysticks are clicky. Cooling. So walkabout here. We have our mini HDMI. We have our power on off. We have our volume, R1, R2, L1, L2. Okay. On the sides, we don't have anything. On the bottom, we have our USB-C, our headphone jack, and our TF card, and our downward firing speakers. It does feel quite hefty, that's for sure. We got our on the front. We have our D-pad. We have our two joysticks. They're both clicky. We have our 4 buttons. We have our select and start, and our home and back. Okay, so that's the walkabout. Let's turn it on and see what it does. No? Let's see what happens. It's always good when it turns on, right? Okay, so this being a Retroid, there are no games loaded. I have nothing loaded, so this might be a quick video. We'll just I'm gonna probably throw in my card from my 405V, just so there's some games in there, and we'll take a little walk around Amazon and some other stuff. Okay, so that's turning on. So it turned on. Okay, so now that it's turned on and I've got the internet set up and I've got everything going, I just thought I'd give you a basic tour of the screen. So right off the bat, you can, when you're setting it up, you get the choice to when it turns on, to go to this screen, or to boot up into its or to boot up into the front end that RetroArch gives you, which is right here. Okay, so I decided to boot up into just the front screen. So on here we have our settings, and in our settings it's just like your phone. You have your network and your connection, your apps, your notification, your battery, your storage. All your settings are in here. Your updates are all, it's all in here, and updater and stuff like that. And as you can see, it's running Windows. It's running Android 13. Okay, so and you have your files, Chrome, gallery. So if you have pictures, this is just stuff from the games that are on there. Clock, of course, is just your clock, and you have your alarm, your clock, your timer, and your stopwatch across the top. You also have a back button here. You have your Play Store, so you can go get anything you want from the Play Store. Then when you swipe over, this is what is loaded on the screen. These are you have your clock, your FM radio, your sound recorder, your music. That's your launcher right there. And then you have a bunch of other basically emulators to run all of your games on that screen. And then on here you have a few more. Okay, I do have PSP Gold. That's the one I did pay for. Everything that's loaded when you set up is free. If you want to get the paid ones that are a little bit better, of course you got to pay for them, and it will cost you a little bit more money. So it's up to you what you want to do, if you want to use the ones that are loaded or pay for the ones that aren't. So that's what you get right off the bat. So you swipe down just like normal. Okay, so you have your brightness screen, which it goes quite dull and quite bright. Okay, you have your internet, your Bluetooth, your performance, and under performance you have standard performance and high performance. Depending on what you're doing, you'll be self-explanatory. You have your fan, different speeds. Airplane mode. Oh, let's turn that to quiet. You have your airplane. You have your alarm. Auto rotate. Do not disturb. Let's go to the next screen. Screencast, hotspot, screenshot, mic, battery, force landscape. So it always stays like this instead of turning. Keep screen on or off. That'll just keeps your screen on. And you have your floating keyboard. Floating icon, sorry. And then on the last one you have night, dark theme, color inversion, which just does that. And then your location on or off. And then down here you have your power and your settings. That is what you get as soon as you turn it on and get it set up. Okay, let's check out some games. I've downloaded one game for just to show you how it plays in Android. And I must admit, the Android that I played, I'm a Diablo fan, so I put in Diablo Immortal. It played it really well. It had no problem loading it. It downloaded everything. It set it up really quick, and it looks really good. All the controls mapped. I didn't have to do anything. So I have a feeling Android games are going to be easier to play, like if they're mapped properly. Apparently Gungeon Impact isn't mapped. I don't play that, so I haven't tried. But you can I've got the fan turned up to sport. I'll turn it down to smart. I've got the performance on high just to see what it does. This is your side panel, so it shows, I've got there's this, your screen brightness is actually goes quite dark and goes quite bright. You have your FPS, your cooling, your CPU, and your memory, and a bunch of other little things you can do. Your key mappers there if you want it. So for Android, I think for Android games, anything you can load from the game store, I think it'll be fine to play. Unless it's and then the only problem you're going to have is your key mapping. But as you see, like everything's mapped quite well here. I'm a little further away from my router, so if it stops, it's not the actual Retroid. It's the fact that the connection isn't that great. But as you can see, it does play really well. It actually, I have this on the 405s, the 505, and the 505M. All of the with the Unisoc T168, and this plays better. It should. It's got a ton more RAM. It's got a faster CPU. So, so as you can see, I don't have any doubt that Android stuff is going to be a no-brainer to play on this Retroid. I'm not going to cover a lot of stuff on the Android because I think this will play. Problem is going to be again key mapping, so that's. But I've spent a couple hours with it now, and it feels nice in the hands. I was actually worried about that. I like the triggers. It all seems to be working really well. The key map, like the fan's not too loud. It seems to be nice in the hand. The screen's good. Okay, so what I'll do now is I will just go to do a little bit of gaming. Okay, so let's check out some other games on some other systems. Okay, so I'm gonna go through Dajijo here, and well, that's what do I got here? I figured what I do is I just show some PSP, some PS2, and some Dreamcast for now. Just quick. So we'll start with PS2. So I just put 3 games on here. Okay, so we've done some gameplay and done all that. So I did get the case for this one, so I can take it with me because I do travel a bit. So let's see what it fits like. 2 little indents for the buttons. I'll just shut it off here. Whoops, wrong button. Just shut it off. Okay. So then that comes down to protect the screen. Closes up. Rattles around a bit in there, but you know, you're not gonna push down on your buttons or your screen or anything like that. So I'm glad I got the case. It'll be nice for traveling. Okay, let's carry on. Okay, so the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro. Out of the box, if you're expecting something out of the box to play the retro games like Famicom, NES, PlayStation 2, Dreamcast, Final Burn Alpha, Arcade, Game Boy Advanced, it does it all. Don't get me wrong. I played some PlayStation 2, some PlayStation, some Dreamcast. I didn't have any Switch because I do this right out of the box. I just use some of my stuff from another game card for this initial unboxing. This takes a lot of work to set up. You have to have your ROMs, you have to have your BIOS, you have to know how to work out with the emulators, you have to know how to get it all working. Now you can do that through the Retroid front end that they give you, or you can use another one. Digijo, I find, works really good once you know how to use it. And it does. It takes a good hour, 2 hours, maybe 3, depending on how good you are with the emulators, to set it up and get these games working. Now, that being said, if you are going to get this and you are planning to use Android games from the Play Store, I think you will be pleasantly surprised once you figure out the key mapping, because some of the games don't map right, like Gungeon Engine does not map, but if they map, they work fine. They play good. It connects good. It's got strong Wi-Fi. It has no problem with any of the stuff you're probably going to get off the Android Play Store. So right out of the box, not something plug and play. You have to prep for this. You have to get a card. You have to download your ROMs. You have to download your BIOS. You have to figure out which emulators you have. If you want the good ones, you're going to be paying for your emulators. All of your like your Redream and your Flycast and your and everything that you need to all these are all emulators. They're all, you need them all. You have to learn how to work them all. Dolphin, depending on what you want to do. If they're SX is for PS2, like you've got to know how to work all of this stuff to make these games work. Now, that not being said, it's not hard. You just have to be willing to put in the work. There's lots of work on YouTube. There's lots of videos on YouTube on how to do it from start to finish, never having done it. We are not gonna tell you where to go to get the ROMs, where to get the BIOS. It's copyright. We're not allowed to. You have to do that bit yourself. But once you get all of that, everything you need is on YouTube to learn how to do it. So don't let that scare you. As long as you're willing to put in some work. This little device, I've been playing with it now for a couple of 3 hours. It's good and solid and strong in the hands. The screen is nice. It moves nice. It reacts nice. The joysticks are all nice. The buttons are nice. The D-pad is nice. The buttons, the triggers, the volume, it sounds really, really good. You heard in the games that I played, it played really, really good. And it is running Android. It is running Android 13. This is up to the latest update. So there is no yelling on the screen. There is, of course, all the nightmares about bad screens, broken buttons. For what this is, I think it is really good. I'm not going to say run out and get it. I'm not going to say don't get it. In my opinion, if you're willing to put in the work and learn how to work the emulators, find the ROMs, find the BIOS, this system will work really well for you. And it's got the added thing of having all the Android stuff on the back end. So it's kind of your one-all. Once you get it all figured out, if you throw it in your suitcase in your pocket, you can check your email. You can do all of that sort of stuff on here when you're on the road, as long as you have an internet connection. Okay. That being said, so the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro, price point and a little bit of work, not bad. Okay. That is my opinion and my unboxing of the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro. I will do a more in-depth with games when I have to set up all the ROMs, I have to set up all the emulators. I want to find some Switch stuff because I haven't had anything to do Switch with, so I don't got that. I've got to go find that. So Switch, PlayStation 2, all that stuff, I've got to go find that and get that in here and get it working. So that's what I'll be working on for my next video, is showing this off a bit more. Thanks for stopping by and watching my unboxing. We'll catch you next time.